Okay, just having a bit of a quick look at a Tentec Jupiter, which is just putting about 0.5 of a microvolt into it at the moment and hearing quite well. And we're just having a bit of a quick run around what they do and how they do it. I'll turn off that annoying 0.5 of a microvolt there, and it should be a little bit nicer. Nice radio. I like the fact that the meter is showing a power output 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, which is quite neat. Resolution of sideband is quite good too. I was just having a little listen just before on this one. Hopefully it's still relatively close. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. Yeah, it's quite nice. Now, I'll just turn that off there. And now they have a bit of a system on these where you've got a lot of multi controls. So the multi here, audio, which is where it's going to stay most of the time, but if you want to set your RF gain, you can obviously set it from there, passband, etc., mic gain, power level, and then into your menu functions, which there's quite a lot of menu functions. Auto tuner. Okay, well, there's a good point. I think I told someone the other day this didn't have an auto tuner. It may have an auto tuner. Let me just triple check that. Okay, so basically, and then out of menu, etc., back to normal. The filters on these things are fantastic. I had this on air just earlier, and I was having a bit of a play with just how much swing some of these filters had, and as you can see, quite a lot. And I was pretty impressed with what we're doing. You can actually do a AF noise filter. There's noise reduction there. There's what else am I thinking? Passband. Oh god, it went on and on. I had this on air just earlier, and I probably should have done the video on that while it was on air, to be honest. But usual sort of stuff, RIT, XIT, etc., for swinging frequency, and they will just come up on screen as you toggle them like so, and off they go. Band is basically pretty simple. Bang, just knock through it, and easy to get around. So quite impressive there. Mode, so it is all mode in the fact loud. Definitely all mode. I'll just turn that volume down and bring that down there. And certainly, memories, etc., as you can see over here with the different setup, twin VFO, etc. It's all right. Just adjusting something here. It's okay. Yeah. So basically, also. I suppose I'm really wondering, do we have an antenna tuner on this? I suppose going into a 50 ohm load is not going to really do much, is it? I'll have to check that after. But I'll put a note in the notes file as to whether or not this has got an antenna tuner. I honestly can't remember. This came up from Tassie. This actually was, it has a bit of a history, but the chap that technically knew the most about it, I suppose, would have to be Ross VK7ALH, and this was his radio for quite a long time, and that went over to another very good friend of ours who unfortunately passed away, and ended up at my place a few months ago, actually. Lee VK7FLAR sent this up to me, and had it on air a few times, to be honest. Good radio. And certainly punchy, very punchy actually. The power output on these things is brilliant. I've had a look inside, and I'll tell you what, circuitry inside these things is absolutely top spec. It's just easy to get at as well. I was having a look, just you would have thought I had a look for an antenna tuner, wouldn't you? Anyway, I didn't, but yeah, there's actually a lot of space in these things. It's inside here. You've got quite a layer. Well, the other side actually is where the layer is down at the bottom when you take the rear cover off. Bottom cover off, and very, very easy to work on. I was just sort of looking how they interface boards. Actually, it'd be an easy repair too, and I think that's the thing I liked about it. Tentec have got a real modular sort of thinking where you could pretty much say, well, all right, it's a PLL fault, blah blah blah, right, bang, knock that board out, or i.e. it's a DSP issue. Well, once again, it's just very modular. Anyway, so nice radio. As you can see, I've actually had it on Ron's frequency 7097 at one stage. Had a bit of a play with it there, and that certainly did work extremely well. Some good audio reports on this thing, so I was fairly happy with that. But this one is going to be up for sale. We were moving on quite a bit from the estate a few months back, and this one just sort of hung around because I kept playing with it, which means I kind of like it. But I didn't really get the time to put on the analyzer before and just have a look to make sure it's doing everything completely that it should be doing. But yeah, it appears to be working quite well, so I think that's a pretty good sign. They're not overly priced either, these things. Like for what is a US dollar issue these days, we're trying to bring anything in, it's just as a cost issue. The Tentec Jupiters were always priced rather well, so you might be surprised at what this sells for. It's not huge money. The reason I'm not saying it is because I actually haven't really decided. I'll need to go back and check the books on what it came in at. I think it was, look, I can tell you roughly, I think it was about $650, somewhere around there. Which I think, sort of for a Tentec in this sort of condition, which it is very, very clean, is not too bad. So once again, we're going through a bit of a clean up and trying to sort of get a few bits out of here that just don't really need to be here. It's actually not one we've got two of. Often we're getting rid of things, there's multiples of them, but I've had to make some decisions. Amazing what a heart attack will do for you. I've had to make some decisions on what we want to keep and what we are probably not going to bring in every model of, and if we were to do every model of Tentec versus Yaesu ICOM Kenwood, we've got a lot of really good lineups where they sort of follow in sequence, i.e. 520, 820, 830, 530, 830, 901, 101 ZDs with the matching 625s and 225s, all that sort of stuff. Love that sort of stuff, but we had to call it quits at some stage, and somehow I've had to exit being the world's largest Tentec collector, because look, honestly, I only have a couple of bits of Tentec, and I thought, well, instead of going the direction that sorry, I just got called for tea and I thought I just had to pause for a second there. Yeah, I just sort of decided that we probably won't try and get a full lineup of Tentec. I think that's where I was. Sorry, a little break in this video. But we're still going to keep pretty mad strong on the ICOM Kenwood Yaesu thing, because there's something strangely wrong with my brain. But you'll see a bit of probably a bit of Drake, Tentec, and I'm just trying to think what else. I'll probably keep the Swan stuff because I'm I sort of like that stuff, but there'll be a little bit of Drake that we'll move. We'll keep a little bit of it, but not. We've got a fair bit of Drake, and I don't really want to keep it all. So keep an eye out. There'll be some nice setups that'll be coming up, and it'll make a bit of space for us and get us a bit of room. But anyway, this is nice radio, doing what it should do. Really nice power. 1 2s, 1 2, 1 2. Yep, that's all good. And I think if you were, this is probably more than a just starting out radio, but if you were starting out, geez, I'll tell you what, this would be a high-end start in some respects. And certainly it's had a pretty good level of owners as far as, well, if you include myself as the third owner, we've all been technical guys, which is kind of crazy because not really had to do anything to it. So, but anyway, it was nice to have a bit of a look at it. All right, 73's tiered. I'll get this posted up on a few different sites and bits and pieces, so if you're interested, certainly drop us a note. Look, I reckon it'll be about $650, I'm pretty sure. So don't hold me to it, but hold me to it. I'm pretty sure that's what we paid for it. So if that's of interest to anybody, drop us a note. I'll leave our emails and phone numbers and bits and pieces on the YouTube video. And yeah, drop us a note if it's of any interest, and we'll get on a couple of Facebook pages as well. 73s from VK3 Charlie Mike in Tangambalunga, northeastern Victoria.